Hey there, welcome to the channel. For anyone new here, I am Faisal. I run a marketing company where we work with e-commerce and online businesses to help with performance, content, everything that makes them grow. Over the last 2.5 years, my team has been working with a lot of AI creative. We have done thousands of AI creatives with good success rate in terms of performance and online visibility. But today, I wanted to challenge myself a little bit. And the challenge was, can I make a Super Bowl level ad film using AI? Like not a 30-second performance advertising that's going to run on Instagram and Facebook, like a Super Bowl level, widescreen, well shot, quality piece of cinema. And if you want to see the result, just jump to this timestamp right now, what the AI ad came out to be. But a little bit of background. The idea was simple. Godzilla, the monster, attacks New York. It is attacking a building where there's a guy standing who is wearing a perfume. While attacking, it smells the scent of the perfume and it just gets nostalgic and it mends its way and it stops the attack and goes back into the ocean. That was the simple scene that I had in mind. So that is what I asked Higgsfield to create. I used majorly three AI tools. First was Claude. For I gave it the entire initial idea that I had that I just told you guys. It created 14 prompts for different parts of the entire scene. So Claude was something I use. I prefer Claude for literary work, for things which require a little bit more juice from a literary perspective, from a more artistic perspective, rather than ChatGPT, which is more research-led. The second tool I used was Higgsfield, as I mentioned. It's a AI video generator and AI image generator. So it entirely created, all the AI images and converted them into videos. And then, since I am not a video editor, I don't know jack about video editing, I use Filmora's Wondershare to just mend all of these videos together to create the final output, which was 1 minute 21 second long. I'm not an AI expert. I'm not a cinematographer. I'm not a photographer. I do not know jack about shooting film. So I did this from the perspective of a newbie. I use Higgsfield as a tool for coming up with the overall video flow. All I know is creative strategy. That is the one single strong point that I would say that I had in this entire video flow. Yesterday was Sunday, so I was a little bit available, a little bit unoccupied, so I just took out 4-5 hours to work on it. It did not take more than 4 to 5 hours to actually work on this entire thing. And as the video goes ahead, I'll show you the entire thing that I did to come up with this video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Now I'll tell you guys how exactly we did it, what the exact workflow was for achieving that cinematic trailer. Step number one, go to Claude. So as I said, I prefer Claude.ai as compared to ChatGPT when it comes to a little bit more artistic output as compared to a more robotic output, which I usually get from ChatGPT. GPT is better for analytical stuff, but here I wanted an entire script, which I have always found Claude to be a better output. We start with that I just put my initial idea that here is a video ad idea I need your help with using Higgsfield.ai. So I already asked it to refer to that specific tool so that it knows what prompts usually work there. But the idea is for a client of mine. I mentioned the client, Niche Perfume. That's a client of. The idea needs to show a person standing at the building's roof when Godzilla is attacking New York. The man is wearing Niche, the perfume. The Godzilla is about to attack when he smells the perfume and finds peace, and then it moves away. So that is what I wrote. Then Godzilla ends the video by receding into the ocean. with happily and in bliss. That was the general idea that I gave it. And I asked it to create a good output for me, which is a scene by scene prompt, what exactly the scenes should be. So it gave me like the opening, chaos in New York. Scene 2, the man is trapped. Scene 3, Godzilla approaches, Godzilla roars, the building shakes. And you can read through it, you can just pause the video and read through it. This is not just a usual output, it's also putting a good perspective on how the shot should be. There should be building shaking, concrete cracking, all these things which usually might, not even come into your mind, but that is what sells the concept. The pause when the Godzilla sniffs the perfume, yada yada yada, the entire 12 scene, the entire 12 scene, the entire video, it broke down into 12 scenes, 12 individual aspects for a 1 minute scene. Now I use this for firstly getting images of each scene. Obviously, each scene has to be an image, which then gets turned into a video. Now we copy this first prompt, which is showing the chaos in the city, and we go to Higgsfield.ai, we go to image creation, and I paste this prompt. I also add shot on array and anamorphic shot to give it the cinematic feel. The preferred aspect ratio is 21:9, which is best for cinematic videos. And I give it the image of the model, which is me, as well as the perfume that I want to show, and for future reference, obviously. And it gives me images like these. Also, just to have a good amount of options to choose from, I did not put the initial batch to 1 that I just want one image. I made it 4. So when I generated it, it gave me 4 images. This one, which I didn't really like, this one, which was fine, and this one. So I chose the first one itself because I found it really nice and showing the intensity of the scene. And as soon as I was done with it, I clicked on reference. So that reference, when I click on it, it gets added here. So it keeps the feel of the scene consistent. Now, the next image, I go back to Claude.ai and I put this man on rooftop. Actually did not end up using this part in the final video, but yeah, still the guy looks a lot like me because I gave a reference image initially, and I also asked for 4 images. So there is that, and the 21:9. Then came the money shot, which is Godzilla. I went to prompt number 3, dramatic low angle shots of massive Godzilla approaching the building, towering over skyscrapers, the entire thing. I just added the same here, and boom, it gave me some really good output. Now I found this one pretty good, so I added this as a reference so that it can add this as a continuation for the next scene, which is when Godzilla is shaking the buildings. For that, I think I liked this one, so I added this as a reference. So this kept on going on and on and on and on till I had the entire storyboard right in front of me, right? And since I was adding references, it was keeping that reference and the continuation of the scene pretty consistently. Even surprisingly, usually the bottles and product images really get screwed up when it comes to AI, but here the bottle was perfectly rendered as a part of one of the scenes. Now, each video needs to have its own story. So, like this specific one, in this, the image that was earlier created, I added this prompt, make the dimension of the video cinematic, show the crowd running away, pointing towards the destruction happening. There is a lot of smoke emanating from the disaster, yada, 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 the entire thing, right? I put this specific prompt, like you have to make it very, very specific how you want the scene to actually look, how the emotion that you want the viewer to feel. I feel that a person with a good understanding of cinema and cinematography, and most importantly, photography and videography, will be able to put a lot of right terms here, right? And I actually did end up using some of those terms as well, which comes from a study of cinema. But yeah, this gave me this kind of an output, right? You just have to put that here. Audio off because I wanted to put my own audio. Model was Kling 2.6. Duration was 5 seconds. I did not want a 10-second long video, which I would rather cut. I wanted it to be a crisp 5-second video. It got me 5 credits I had to pay to get this video out. Right. After that, the second thing in which the person was stuck on the roof. As I said, I did not like it that much, so I ended up not using it. So this essentially became the second scene. Godzilla comes in, attacks the city, and destroys the building in the frame. There's a lot of dust around, makes the scene gripping. So I emphasize on the emotion. I want the viewer to feel a dolly shot moving away from the scene. So you must have seen in movies when something grand is happening, the camera moves away. So that's a dolly shot. So dolly shot moving away from the scene very slowly to show the scale of the destruction. The camera can be a bit shaky to show panic into the screen. So yeah, this is, as you can see, it is moving away to show the intensity. So that's a dolly shot, cops and everyone around. Slight shake, not a lot. It's still very smooth, but slight amount of shakiness there. So that can be improved. But this was scene number 2. Then it sees me. So this was scene number 3, where the Godzilla is roaring. Here, what I saw when I gave it the instruction, I'll just show you what I gave the person. The person doesn't show for the first 2 seconds. The camera is just on Godzilla, but then camera pans out towards the left to show the human. So I wanted the scene to start with Godzilla and then move towards the human, which in this the model is me. But I don't know why it put the opposite here. So I reversed it in my final edit. I'll show it to you guys. But yeah, I essentially reversed it. So I wanted the video to look like this, in which it starts from the Godzilla roaring and then it sees me. But Higgsfield decided it will do its own thing and then reverse the shot. But yeah, fair enough. I still got the shot, right? And then Godzilla is now angry, advances towards the model. It is shouting, and then there's a lot of crumbling happening, and then it comes towards me. Here I use the same image that was created in the previous iteration. So slowly and gradually, I got the entire thing out. And this last one showed, this one was funny. The thing was, I wanted to do the Godzilla jumps inside the sea and swims away from the text in a regal gold. So first of all, so it screwed up the text. So do not give Higgsfield the option to write text. Write it on your own, because I don't know what this is. Then I asked it to recreate the thing without the text. Godzilla just jumps inside the sea and swims away. So it took the jump very literally. It jumped in like a cartoon. It's so funny. I literally laughed. Then I had to add a little bit more to it that I wanted to be subtle. So Godzilla silently submerges inside the sea. You see, these small words are making a lot of impact and gracefully swims away from the scene in a very subtle way. I did not want it to be like a grand swimming away that the Godzilla is jumping. Just make it very subtle that it accepts defeat, that the Perfume defeated it. It just, with its tail behind its legs, just swims away, and this is what it created. Simply, the Godzilla just lines in and slides away, and then the brand name is gonna come. And that is pretty much it. And then comes the final part. I put the entire video dump in Filmora by 1Million. Pretty simple to use. And it gave me this 1 minute 21 second ad film. And that's it, guys. That's as simple as it is. I created the concept, and in the next 4 to 5 hours, that's all it took for me to turn that idea into a finalized video, which by all means can actually, if the right talent is working on it, be turned into a cinematic video. As I said, I worked on it from the capacity of a person using the tool for the first time, and I do not have the skill set of video editing, so I just use Filmora, which is a very simple tool to use. So if the right talent gets their hand on these tools, this is something which is crazy to be done. So I hope this video was informational, and I hope you learned something great. I'll be creating more stuff like this, experimenting with AI, as I'm discovering and enjoying it a lot myself. So yeah, keep following. See you in the next one.